Yo, can you believe that the woman who coined the phrase "no one is above the law" thought that she was above the law? Yo, New York Attorney General Letitia James, you blew it, baby. Your black ass blew it. Yo, if you watch my channel, you know that other than Whoopi Goldberg, charcoal predator looking ass, Camilla Harris, and that black Xavier X-Man looking chick, Ayanna Presley, and Stacey Abrams, $1 billion stealing ass. I don't really like to badmouth black women on my show, mostly because I have three black sisters. I have like four black Democrat sisters. I have four black Democrat aunties. I got 400 black Democrat female cousins, and they are dangerous women, and I'm afraid of them. Of the repercussions, I don't really want to go through them. For some reason, they like are attached to these parties, politicians, and they personally offended when I be bad mouthing them. So when I crack my jokes, I don't really like to bad mouth them, especially like Felicia, what's her name, Jasmine by Felicia Crockett, fine ghetto ass. I try to stay away from her because they love that ghetto girl. You know, so she's cute, she fine. I ain't gonna lie, but anyway. That dumb ass Democrat Letitia James. Yo, did she thought that she was gonna indict Trumpito, make him spend $350 million on a civil suit, and then think that she could falsify bank properties and records to receive better loan agreements. And look, that is one of the exact same things that she tried to charge him with, falsifying documents. That is so crazy against the world's most powerful man. Hey, you are stupid. If you really was prosecuting the world's most powerful man, why would you try to go back and do the same thing, Letitia? That's stupid. You thought you was gonna slip through the cracks or something. You thought you was gonna be able to get away with that stuff. Yo, check it out. If one, I didn't lose $350 million, but if one of my coworkers got me in trouble and it costed me $350, and then I somehow end up being the boss, oh, you know what's up? You already know I'm doubling back on that ass, and that's exactly what Trump did. He doubled back on her ass, hit her with that mortgage fraud, and telling the federal justice to press federal charges on her. You know what I'm saying, Letitia? You hit. You going to the feds. My name is Marcus Russell. You're watching the Marcus Russell show. Yo, my little brother Jonathan just got home from the feds. What up, Sean? He right back to balling. What up, bro? Letitia, baby, you gonna be okay in there. You know what I mean? You give me strong stud vibes anyway. You might actually love it in there. Anyway, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get right to the video.
New York Attorney General Letitia James' entire world is crashing down around her as we speak. And it is something to see. On Tuesday, the Department of Justice received a criminal referral from the U.S. Federal Housing Finance Agency against Tish James. This allegation is one of the most ironic that we have ever heard. Tish James, who spent the last few years alleging Donald Trump's business was messing with asset valuations to get lower interest rates, has allegedly committed fraud to get lower interest rates.
Oh my
Also
God,
an
no, she
array
didn't.
of other likely crimes. Again, this is an unbelievable story tonight. It almost seems too good to be true, but the evidence looks to be rock solid. We're going to talk to the guy that dug it up here in just a couple of minutes, the man that found all of this. The media is now on the hunt for Tish James. She's being stalked. Cameras were outside of her home earlier today. Her piece is now over, and it's so well deserved. It appears New York's Attorney General has lied about her principal residency, lied about rental income, lied about the number of units in a townhouse she owns to gain a lower interest rate. Also indications she flew private on taxpayer dime for campaign events, and claimed that her dad was her husband for special benefits on a mortgage.
What?
There are
That's
an
crazy.
array of allegations here, and they all seem very, very solid. Again, it's an amazing story. And knowing all of this, and she did know all of this because she's the one that did it, here is how she has sounded for the last couple years when she talks about Donald Trump.
Let's hear it.
Running for Attorney General because I will never be afraid to challenge this illegitimate president when our fundamental rights are at stake.
Oh, we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the ass. He's going to know my name personally. Donald Trump may have authored the art of the deal, but he perfected the art of the steal.
And I'm not afraid of Donald
Donald Trump, you can come after me, but no enemy, nothing formed against me will perish. I'm not afraid of no president. Donald Trump, we're ready for you. We're coming for you.
Trash.
You put your foot in your fat black mouth, baby. I'm telling you.
This is so good.
Oh
It is so good.
my
James'
God.
response to these allegations coming from her office was not good at all. Attorney General James is focused every single day on protecting New Yorkers, especially as this administration weaponizes the federal government against the rule of law and the Constitution. Yes,
Oh my
they
God.
actually wrote this today. She will not be intimidated by bullies, no matter who they are. Read that a few times, laugh to yourself.
Oh my God.
Because it is funny.
It is.
And that was nowhere near any kind of a denial either. If you actually look at the statement, they don't deny a thing.
Facts.
That might tell you something.
Facts.
Tish James alleged the president and his business committed fraud by engaging in activities done by pretty much every single developer who's ever developed anything. Maximizing valuations when borrowing against assets to secure better interest rates from the bank. Trump's own bank, Deutsche Bank, which he allegedly defrauded, according to Tish James, even testified in his defense in the trial. There was no victim, and yet because we're in New York, which of course is absent an unbiased justice system politically anymore, Trump was mandated to pay nearly $400 million for this nonsense that this woman completely invented. People who win elections with rhetoric like this.
Stand up to an administration which is too male, too pale, and too stale.
Oh, she's spinning them bars. Go to Yale.
Too pale, and too stale.
You might fail. Now you're about to go to jail.
We will not go away silently.
Too male, too pale, and too stale.
And in the filed documents with the county clerk's office, there was a power of attorney that she gave her cousin or niece to close the mortgage.
Yep.
And on the power of attorney, she represents that I intend to use this property as my primary residence. Now, there's two problems with that. The first problem is she lied on a power of attorney. Would anybody really believe that she was going to move to Virginia in the middle of the Trump trial? Second part is there's Section 6 of the mortgage that states that the borrower, meaning her and her niece, have to occupy the property as their primary residence within 60 days. Not one or the other, both.
Wow.
She at least never occupied it. Right. That's flat.
And what was the motivation to do this? Why lie?
Lower interest rates.
Lower interest rates.
Straight up. You blew it, Letitia. You blew it. You really blew it this time. A federal conviction for mortgage fraud carries up to 30 years in federal prison. Fines up to $1 million per cause. Loss of professional licenses and forfeiture of said property involved with the fraud and any other gains or proceeds thereafter. Those are the maximum sentences. I Googled it. When I Googled it, though, it said that the average federal mortgage fraud sentence was 22 months. So like almost 2 years. Look, you might not could tell by looking at me, but I spent my entire youth and my young adult life in jail, in prison. And I really wouldn't want to wish that on nobody. But it's obvious that the politics is kind of like the streets. And if you play big and then you lose big, oh, you lose big. She was going hard trying to get Trumpito, the most powerful man in the world. Remember talking about nobody is above the law. Remember all that? Man, I wonder if them women that you got that $350 million are about to help you, Letitia. You know what I'm saying? No, they're not. Because you didn't do that for them. You was trying to get you a name. You know what I'm saying? You was trying to make a name for yourself. You wanted to be the New York Attorney General who convicted Teflon Don Trumpito. And now your name's gonna be a number. My number was 967-274. You're gonna have to remember it because you need that number to like use the phone. If you don't remember your number, you can't use the phone. You're not getting no mail. You can't get no commissary. They literally call you by the number, Letitia. Honestly, you blew it. You're not even gonna make it in there. Straight up. I try to be positive, but you're not gonna make it. Them bitches are gonna eat you. Literally. And literally. Like an appetizer. Yo, it's not funny. I'm sorry for laughing. I pray to God that none of my sisters are watching this. But if y'all are, man, fudge that bitch. She's stupid. You know what I'm saying? This is the universe returning to her the exact energy that she put out in the exact same measure. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, YouTube. Anyway, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Tell me what you think in the comments. Until next time, peace.